Let's go for a bit of a drive working on our hazard commentary. At set points throughout your driving test in New Zealand, your testing officer may say, "Can you tell me about any hazards that you see?" You'll have to identify what the hazard is, where it is, and what you're doing about it. So firstly, what is a hazard? A hazard is anything that's moving or likely to move, and let's add that it must have a heartbeat. So these parked cars are not hazards unless they have their brake lights on or indicators on, or we've seen a person jump in the car. Roadworks are not a hazard unless there's road workers there, and the hazard would be the road workers. So think heartbeat. If it doesn't have a heartbeat, you don't have to say it for your test. So what can a hazard be? A hazard can be cars, buses, vans, trucks, pedestrian, cyclist, dog, anything with a heartbeat. So you can hack that a little bit by, instead of saying car, bus, truck, whatever, you can just say traffic or vehicles. That will cover a lot of situations. So currently I have vehicles behind me and approaching me. You've got to say where the vehicles are. So there's 5 key positions your vehicle can be. It can be in front of us, behind us, on our left or our right, and it can be oncoming. So these vehicles now are oncoming, just means in the opposite lane coming towards us. What are you doing about it? So we can say a lot of things. This car on the left had its indicator on, so it's a hazard. I'm watching it, slowing down, preparing for it to come in front of me. There's a car behind me and I'm monitoring it in my mirror, making sure they're not getting too close. There's oncoming traffic and I'm staying in the centre of my lane, watching to make sure they don't veer towards me and preparing to stop. There's a person getting out of car on the right and I'm making sure they don't run in front of me, and I'm preparing to stop if they do. So there's lots of things we can say, right? Those are all great things to say. However, for the purpose of the test, so long as you say watching it, that's enough. So let's practice that. We have oncoming traffic, watching it. We have cars behind me, watching it. We have a pedestrian on my right, watching it. Pedestrian crossing in front of me, watching them. When the testing officer says thank you very much, or that's all for now, then you don't need to do the hazard commentary until the next time they ask. So if they were to do a hazard commentary now, it would be pedestrians on my right, and I'm making sure that they're safe, preparing to stop. Right, let's talk about some more hacks. So instead of saying all those many different things, so long as we say watching it, watching them, that's enough. Right? So we have a car behind me, I'm watching it. Testing officer will say thank you very much, that's the end of the hazard commentary. We'll practice a few more when we get around the corner here. So if the testing officer were to say now, can you tell me about the hazards you see? We have oncoming traffic, vehicles behind me, and I'm watching them all. Thank you very much, that's the end of that. If they were to do it now, it would be traffic behind me, pedestrians on my left, oncoming traffic, and I'm watching them all. Fantastic, thank you very much, that's the end of that. If you were to miss a hazard, don't stress about it. You can miss quite a few hazards, and so long as you don't do anything else wrong, you can pass the test. But don't think that you have to get every hazard. Of course we'll try, but rather than dwelling on the hazard you missed, just focus on what's happening in front of you. We'll do a few more as we go down the road, get you comfortable with it. Can you tell me about any hazards you see? Sure can. There's oncoming traffic, there's traffic behind me, and I'm watching them all. Thanks for that. What hazards do you see now? We have a van on my left with hazard lights on, pedestrian on my left, oncoming traffic, traffic behind me, and I'm watching them all. Thanks. End of the hazard commentary. So we'll go silent for a minute or two, and I will just click on the video identifying hazards, and you try in your head say what they are, where they are, and what you're doing about them. Right, now you've got the idea, let's practice. So I'll ask you to do a hazard commentary. You say what hazards you see, where they are, and what you're doing about them, and then I'll pause the video and see if you agree with what I think you should have said. Can you tell me about any hazards you see now? Thank you, that'll do for now. What hazards do you see now? That's great, thank you.